Greetings, everyone. My name is Jian Yong. I'm from SMA Serikukut Pontian, Johor. I'm the State Technical Officer for Dare to Spell competition under the English Cyberspace Challenge. I'm the State Technical Officer along with Mr. Joel Peh from SK Senai Kulai. So today I'm here to brief you and to tell you generally about the Dare to Spell competition. So are you ready to start? Let's go. So first and foremost, I would like to talk about the eligibility of the competition. Okay, this competition is open to all primary and secondary school pupils from government-aided schools. So ladies and gentlemen, you have to bear in mind when we say government-aided schools, which means SMK, SK, SJKC, SJKT, etc., we do not include pupils from private schools. For primary school, we are only allowing Year 4 to Year 6 pupils to participate in this competition. Whereas for secondary school, we are going to allow Form 1 to Form 5 pupils to take part in this competition. Remember, each school sends in only one participation for this Dare to Spell competition. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the word list, which is the most important thing for Dare to Spell competition. For primary school, we are going to use words starting from A2 level, following the CFR, whereas for secondary school, we are going to start from B2 level. Okay, all the words used in the competition from round 1, round 2 until the final round will progress from simpler words to more difficult words. And the words used will be from different printed and online sources. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is a little bit different as compared to previous concept papers, as now, as you can see in the latest concept paper, 2022, the words used will not only from EVP, will not only be from the EVP, English Vocabulary Profile. So this year onwards is not mentioned, okay, so it can be from the EVP plus other sources, whether it's printed or it's online sources. And we are going to follow the British Standard of English. So for example, we are going to accept colour, C-O-L-O-U-R, instead of C-O-L-O-R, which is the American spelling. So for this competition, we are going to focus only on British Standard of English. Next, we are going to talk about the competition rules, which is the most important part, okay? All candidates, all participants must wear school uniform, okay, following the concept paper. And the competition will be done online via Google Meet. And for your information, this year we are going to use only one Google Meet link where we will have breakout rooms later, okay, to separate the competition room and the observation room. Okay, so we are going to use only one link this year. So the link will be given to all participants and also the teacher in charge later. Okay, we are going to use two cameras. Okay, one is to capture the front of the participants, whereas the other one is to capture the participant's surrounding. Okay, to check whether the participant is doing it on his own or on her own, or whether there's any help from other people, or whether he or she is referring to any other materials, which is not allowed in this competition. Okay, one reminder, participants must turn on the camera at all times, okay? You must be seen, okay, by all of us at all times, and you only turn on your microphone during your turn to spell. Okay, so basically, camera is on at all times. Microphone will only be on when you are asked to on your microphone. So when the master speller calls out your number, speller 1, for example, then only you turn on your microphone. Next, okay, each participant is given 30 seconds to spell out the word correctly. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, the common practice here is we have to say, spell, and say again. Okay, so for example, the word if the word is school, okay, S-C-H-O-O-L, okay, school. So the common practice will be you have to pronounce school, then you spell S-C-H-O-O-L, slow and steady, and you say another time, school, okay, that is the common practice. Say, spell, and say. Okay, beware. be very careful, teachers and students, okay? When you say it for the second time, this is considered submission. Okay, so for example, when I say school, 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 the second time when I say school, that is considered submission. Once you have submitted your word, that response is considered final. You are not allowed to change your response anymore. So please be very careful. Make sure you think very carefully before you submit the word, which is to say it for the second time. Okay, so in this competition, the participant can ask the master speller to do three things. Okay, the first thing is to repeat the word. So for example, if you're not clear, you can ask the master speller to repeat. Okay, you can ask for the meaning of the word, the definition of the word, and also you can also ask for a sample sentence. Okay, you want to see how the word goes in a particular sentence, you can ask the master speller to do so. Okay, bear in mind, all this must be done within the 30 seconds given to each participant. So if you can ask for all these three, but let's say if it exceeds the time limit, you didn't have the chance to spell. So for that round, you are considered wrong. Okay, you did not manage to spell the word. So please bear in mind, stick to the time limit. Okay, you can ask for all the three, but remember to stick to the time limit. Okay, one more thing that I would like to highlight here is that especially pupils, okay, because we know that in English there are many words in English that are homophones. Okay, they share the same pronunciation, but they mean differently. They have different meaning. So in this situation, it is the pupil's responsibility. I repeat, it is the pupil's, the participant's responsibility to confirm with the master speller before you spell the word. Okay, you have to make sure that you really know whether this word is that particular word in your mind, because it the word may be in your mind, but maybe the word that is asked by the master speller is another word that has a different meaning. So you have to ask, you have to confirm with the master speller that the meaning of the particular word. It is your responsibility. So if let's say you are in a hurry, you spell it out and suddenly, you regretted, okay, there are actually two words that share the same pronunciation. So in that situation, you are to be blamed, okay? Because it is your responsibility to confirm with the master speller. Okay, next. You can respell the word, okay, within the 30 seconds as long as you do not submit the word. You do not say it for the second time. You have not said it for the second time. You can respell the word. If let's say you feel that the first time when you spell it is wrong, you want to respell, it's okay as long as you have not submitted the word. So I would suggest you have to use cues such as sorry, I'll respell, etc. to show to the judges that you are actually respelling the word. So for example, let's say I'm going to use back the same word, school, okay? Let's say I'm going to start school, S-C-H-L. Sorry, allow me to respell, S-C-H-O-O-L, okay? School. So that is the procedure. So how to differentiate whether you are respelling or not, you have to have a short phrase, okay? For example, I respelled, or a simple word like sorry, excuse me, to tell the judges that you are respelling. If you are disconnected, after the word is read to the participant, okay, a new word will be given. So if let's say the connection is not good, okay, and you are disconnected, when you are reconnected, we are going to give you a new word. Okay, if you manage to reconnect. And only one opportunity will be given to each participant per round. Okay, next. Okay, about the rounds in this competition. Basically, the first round is non-elimination round, okay, in which, regardless you got it correct or wrong, everyone will proceed to the next round. But starting from the second round, okay, the second and the following rounds, they are called elimination rounds, in which once you make a mistake, once you make an error, you spell it wrongly, you will be eliminated. Okay, the number of rounds held will depend on the participant's performance. Okay, so if let's say everyone does it perfectly, okay, so there will be a lot of rounds until we manage to eliminate. Okay, until we manage to eliminate the spellers, until we reach 5 spellers. Okay, the last 5 spellers. This is something new, ladies and gentlemen, you have to bear in mind. The elimination rounds will continue until there are 5 spellers. This is different as compared to last year's concept paper. Okay, so last year was until 3, so this year until 5 spellers. So the last 5 spellers we are going to eliminate until we reach the final 5. So when we reach the final 5, there will be a new rule. So in this stage, spellers will be eliminated when they misspell the word in 2 consecutive rounds. Okay, what is the meaning? That means now, okay, I'm going to show you this diagram so that you can have a better understanding. Okay, now when we are left with 5, how are we going to eliminate the rest? Okay, we are going to see which speller did not manage to spell correctly in 2 consecutive rounds. Okay, so once you cannot spell the words in 2 consecutive rounds, then you'll be eliminated. So for example, when we look at this diagram here, okay, the table, round 1, speller 1 correct, speller 2 correct, speller 3 wrong, speller 4 correct, speller 5 correct. We will proceed to the second round, the round 2. Speller 1 wrong, speller 2 correct, speller 3 wrong, speller 4 wrong, speller 5 correct. So speller 3 will be eliminated because he could not spell correctly for 2 consecutive rounds. Okay, then we are going to continue. Okay, whoever who cannot spell it correctly for 2 consecutive rounds, the person will be eliminated until we reach the final 2 spellers. Okay, so the stage will continue until there are only 2 spellers left. So when we reach this, it will be quite similar to last year. Okay, whereas when we look at these 2 spellers, speller 1 and speller 2, okay, I'm just going to share with you a few scenarios. So this is scenario 1. Speller 1, coffee is the word given to speller 1. Coffee is not spelled correctly. So the same word will be given to speller 2. If speller 2 managed to spell coffee correctly, speller 1's word, okay, a new word will be given to speller 2. So for example here, tea. So if speller 2 managed to spell coffee and tea accurately in 2 consecutive words correctly, okay, then speller 2 will be the winner. So now we are going to apply the rule that, okay, you need to spell the opponent's word correctly and your own word correctly. 2 consecutive rounds, you manage to spell it correctly, then you will be the winner. Okay, I'm going to share with you another scenario. Okay, scenario 2, speller 1, coffee is spelled wrongly. Okay, the word is given to speller 2. Speller 2 managed to spell coffee, speller 1's word correctly, but when a new word is given to speller 2, tea, speller 2 did not spell it correctly. Okay, so if that is the situation, the word tea, speller 2's word, will be given back to speller 1. Okay, so if speller 1 managed to spell tea correctly, okay, a new word will be given to speller 1, juice for example. So if speller 1 managed to get 2 consecutive words correctly, then speller 1 will be the winner. Okay, I'm going to share with you the last scenario. This is the last scenario where speller 1 is given a word, coffee. Speller 1 couldn't spell it correctly. Okay, the word is given to speller 2, coffee. Speller 2 also couldn't spell it correctly. Okay, so in this situation, we are going to disregard this word. Okay, we are going to disregard this word. A new word will be given to speller 1. So as you can see here is the word tea. Okay, then speller 1 got it correct. Speller 2 will be given another word, new word, juice. Speller 2 got it correct. So we are going to continue until anyone made a mistake. So for example, here speller 1, snack, is spelled wrongly. Then the word will be given back to speller 2. Okay, until speller 2 managed to spell the opponent's word correctly and his or her own word correctly, then speller 2 will be the winner. Okay, so basically these are the scenarios that I'm going to share with you here. Okay, infringement. A participant will be disqualified if, under these 3 situations. 1, he or she continues to spell the word after 30 seconds. Okay, so after the bell is rung, the candidate fails to spell the word or maybe halfway. Okay, then the bell is rung. So in that situation, is disqualification. And another one, second bullet point, when the participant begins to spell the word but pauses and retraces the letters differently from the first time he or she begins to spell. So in this situation, okay, retracing means, okay, you have started spelling. So for example, the word school, I've started spelling SC, and then I stop halfway. I go back to the front again, SCO. And then I go back to the front again, SCHOOL. This is what we call retracing. This is not allowed in this Dare to Spell competition. Okay, bear in mind. Okay, later on I will tell you more about retracing and also respelling. Okay, and the third bullet point here is you will be disqualified if you speak very loudly and cause disturbances while the spelling competition is in progress. For example, you forgot to off your mic. Okay, despite several reminders, you still forget to off, okay, you still didn't want to off your mic, then you may be disqualified, okay? Okay, these are some of the frequently asked questions, okay? There are 3 here. The first one, are teachers allowed to join the Google Meet during the competition? The answer is a no, okay? Only pupils are allowed to join the GM, okay? Teachers are strictly not allowed to join the competition. Okay, number 2, can non-Malaysians join the competition? Yes, but non-Malaysians, they will have to pay in order to join the competition. So how much you'll be informed later. If let's say you have this situation, you can ask the technical officer. Okay, and the third question will be, can participants get the list of words that will be used in the competition? The answer is no, because we do not want participants to memorize and regurgitate whatever they have memorized, okay, because it defeats the purpose of the competition. We want the pupils to be able to spell the words naturally. That means they really know the words. It's not about memorizing and regurgitating, okay? Next, question 4. Why do we need 2 cameras? Actually, I have actually mentioned this. I'm going to repeat one more time. One camera is used for the competition, the front, okay, showing the front of the participant. And another one is to observe the participant's surrounding. Okay, make sure that you are not cheating. Make sure that you are not getting help from your teacher, etc. Okay, and you're not referring to any of the materials. Okay, reminder to all participants, to all teachers, participants should be alone. Okay, should be alone, and teachers should not be with them. Okay, whether it's far, it's not that far, you can still see your pupil, you are not allowed to do so. The pupils should be alone. Participants should be alone, and make sure that the surrounding is quiet. They have to be alone there quietly, okay? So we do not want issues that suddenly when the participant is competing and suddenly there's someone at the back walking across, okay? So we want them to be participating in a quiet environment so that no distraction will occur. The next question, is it okay if my pupil does not practice say, spell and say? It's okay, because according to the concept paper, you will not be penalized, but it's a good practice, okay? But if you were to say, spell and say, always remember that saying it for the second time is considered submission. Okay, I repeat, saying it for the second time is considered submission. Once you have submitted, you can no longer change your response. Okay, so teachers and students, you have to bear in mind that, one more thing is, if let's say the student has started spelling, okay, so it's okay, just spell, continue. You don't have to say, spell and say again. Okay, for example, one student forgot, okay, straight away he or she spelled, and then suddenly he or she remembered, teacher say must say, spell and say. It's okay, once you have started spelling, continue. Do not stop halfway and then you say again, say the word again. So when you say the word again, it can be considered as submission. Okay, last question, last but not least. How do we differentiate respelling and retracing? Okay, I think this is a very common question. So we have decided that now for respelling, okay, to make sure that you really respell, you have to use cues such as sorry, let me respell, let me spell again, excuse me, etc. to inform the judges that the participant is going to respell. So this will differentiate it from retracing. So for example, okay, let's say I give you 2 examples here. The first one, information. Let's say the word is information. INFORME. Okay, salah, wrong already. Okay, let me respell. INFORMATION, then it's acceptable. But if let's say you do something like the second one, INFORME, and then you pause, INFORMATION, this is considered retracing differently. from the first time. And another thing is, we do not know whether the second information is a continuation from the first part of your response. Okay, so you have to make it clear that you are respelling by either saying sorry, excuse me, or let me respell. Okay, so these are things that you have to remember. Okay, thank you. I think that's all. Good luck and all the best to all participants.